coming to one area, like every year which is coming in the UPSC, almost every year, that is the Representation of People's Act. And you see these days also anti-defection law, and there are certain, but the act is very lengthy. How do you prepare for these legislations, especially in paper 2? Because it is not because this act is specifically mentioned there, but sometimes suppose like what we are observing now, Contempt of Court Act 1971, it is appearing. So do you really make a gist of these acts which are appearing for a period of 1 year or so? Or are you just focused on the syllabus or the acts which are mentioned in the syllabus?
So it has to be a combination of both. For example, if we talk about contempt of court or even the anti-defection, I just devoted half a page of my notes to it, wrote a beginning and the conclusion, so that in the exam, when it comes or a question related to it comes, then it saves on my time, makes me more confident to progress on to the other questions. So in the beginning, for example, if there is some important statement which has been recently given out, or number, or say the case pendency ratio and the ratio, what is the judge's vacancy and everything. So that I used to put in the beginning, and an optimistic conclusion in the end, or some recommendation given by a committee or the Supreme Court or ARC itself. So that way I had ready notes, and inside I had to just put in a few words which I could expand later.
As you pointed out very nicely, ARC, I want to ask Shubhamji, how useful ARC is for the paper 2 and paper 4 also, and even in your entire preparation, because first ARC has almost 20 reports and second ARC have almost 15 reports. So did you specifically went through all the reports, or just summarize them, like which you can use in your answer writing? Because it's a very large reports if you read.
Sir, I never had time to read the reports or even the summaries, but I tried to borrow recommendations from them extensively. For example, even no matter what topic I was studying, be it political reforms or role of governor, defection, and a lot of those, everything had a ARC recommendation at the end. Even if it was 1 or 2 recommendation, but I tried to use them a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing that you are using it, because people have invested a lot of time and energy in identifying the problems and the remedies for those problems. And if you are quoting the ARC, then it will definitely help you. Now, there was a question last year also. I think it is related to some UNESCO anti-Israel bias. Something was there. So sometimes these questions are like a bouncer to the students, because many a time the institutions, which there is a separate section of institution in paper 2 of global nature. Suppose we are witnessing problem with the WHO these years, like some countries are putting allegations on WHO. So should an aspirant note down the institutions, or look on those institutions which are on news, or look after because there is a long list of institutions? What is your advice to the aspirants about the taking, because every year they're asking a question on institutions?
Sir, if we see in news, at least 10 to 20 organizations or institutions are perennial in this way. So I think it would be good to make notes on all these, a small paragraph, maybe 5-6 points related to each, some news, some conclusion, what are the problems, just basic keywords which can be expanded in the answer as the need is.
What do you think on this, Darpan? International organizations related questions which are perennial in nature?
I think if we keep on making notes and in the end we are not able to revise them, it will just be a waste of time and effort. So I think sticking to the important organizations which have been in news recently, it would be better. Other than that, if some googly comes up in the paper, for example, not only for organization, there was a question for Cyberdome as well. So one can write around the topic, because for these organizations also we have some knowledge. Even if we do not have the specific knowledge of the question, of the exact question, we can always write something.